Of course, Dr. Dave
Thanks,
Call
Fritz.
from Ball State University, our severe weather specialist, and both of us have been watching the evolution of the storms down to our south throughout the afternoon. One thing that you keyed on pretty quickly is how long track those storms were.
That's right. We rarely see storms that last that long around here in Indiana. They're still spawning off potential tornadoes. A supercells type of storm is marked by a long-term deep rotation core inside it, the mesocyclone, which is usually a precursor to a tornado. These ones, I'm looking on the radar, and they've got mesocyclones from one edge of the radar to the other, over 100 miles, and these storms are still at least spawning tornado warnings. I don't know if they're dropping tornadoes. We were looking at the stuff around Henryville. It looks like there were two main supercells, and it's tough to tell which one went through there, or maybe both did.
And it's possible that once the National Weather Service goes out and surveys this damage, which you can see just amazing pictures that we're getting in now, they may find that there were multiple tornadoes, or at least there was a report earlier of a multi-vortex tornado, and there could be intersecting paths, even creating a more difficult scenario of trying to assess how strong each tornado was. What is your first assessment, just based on the preliminary pictures, the aerial video we've seen, of how strong these tornadoes may have been?
They're certainly major. You can see on the radar those two cells, one of them now over Madison and the other one near Henryville. That was earlier today. But those video we just showed just before Chris's weather out of Marysville, all I saw on that was debris. I was having trouble recognizing any buildings. And the reports we've heard from there, those could be pushing the EF4 or EF5 level when you just have debris left over. At least with EF3, there's a sense that there might be some sort of building there or a car on its roof. Unfortunately, the EF4 and EF5 tornadoes are the ones that cause the vast majority of deaths. I mean, they're very rare. We've only had one EF5 tornado here confirmed. It was an F5 before we had the new scale. So they're very uncommon, but we're certainly seeing damage. At least from Marysville, it could be approaching that level. I hope those people had storm shelters and were able to get to safety in time.
You know, I think when we see video like this, that reaffirms our commitment to keep people safe and to make sure that you heed the warnings. If we say tornado warning, take cover, we mean it. And in this instance, those stations covering far southern Indiana, like WAVE, our affiliate down in Louisville, they were on the air showing tornadoes as they were happening, showing that damage almost instantaneously. And I think in this day and age, Twitter, Facebook, all coming in handy. And as we take a look at what moved through there, I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be piecing this all together. What would you say is your biggest takeaway, Dr. Call, for people watching right now, a lesson that they might learn from this?
I guess the main lesson is when we talk about a high risk for severe weather as opposed to a lower risk, that usually means a serious situation, not just the potential for brief touchdowns, but long-term touchdowns of tornadoes. And especially in the springtime when we have that strong, energetic jet stream, that can really help these storms last much longer than we normally see. Most tornadoes we see in Indiana are very short, 5 minutes or less. This is really unusual, but it's really driven by the jet stream winds that we're getting right now in early spring.
Absolutely incredible damage. Thank you to our severe weather specialist, Dr. David Call. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you. By the way, if you have not already downloaded the WTHR weather update app for your phone, you should absolutely do that so you can have instant access to live Doppler 13 radar. Andrea, over to you.